Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We got some pre-1961 bats. We got the Milwaukee Braves traveling to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals here on May 2nd. This is just a two-game series. Here's game one of this series. Leading off for the Braves playing center field, Hugh Duffy. Batting second, playing second, Bill Sweeney. Batting third, playing right field, Hank Aaron. Batting fourth, playing third base, Eddie Matthews. Batting fifth, playing first base, Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field, Wally Berger. Batting seventh, the Rabbit playing shortstop, Martinville. Batting eighth, doing the catching, Al Spur. And on the mound, the kid Nichols, doing the pitching and batting ninth. And for the St. Louis Cardinals, we got leading off, playing second base, Red Charentes. Batting second, playing right field, Jesse Burkett. Batting third, playing shortstop, Rogers Hornsby. Batting fourth, playing left field, Stan the Man Musial. Batting sixth, playing first base, Johnny Mize. Batting sixth and playing third base is
Kurowski.
Whitey Kurowski. Batting seventh and playing center field, Enos Slaughter. Batting eighth, doing the catching, is Jimmy Wilson. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is going to be Harry Brechen. And let's get down to the stadium here and get this game started, folks. As Beatles joins us here. And you see the team comparisons. The Braves are 8-7. They've struck out 56 times. They've walked 54. They've hit 49 doubles and 13 triples. The Cardinals off to a slow start, 3-9. They've struck out 60 times, walked 56 times, hit 24 doubles and 8 triples. And the lead it off here for the Braves is Hugh Duffy, off to a good start this year, batting .403 with 1 homer and 10 RBIs. And Harry Brechen is making his third start. He's 0-2 with a 9.26 ERA. And here's the pitch to Duffy. And that's going to be a base on balls. Duffy will probably be off and running here, folks. How many stolen bases does Duffy have on the year? Let's look here. And Duffy's got no stolen bases yet this year. That's surprising. Duffy down at first and nobody out. And we got Bill Sweeney up now. And Sweeney is batting .210 on the year. He's got 1 homer and 6 RBIs. See if Sweeney can get him over in the scoring position here at least. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. And Harry's having trouble with his control here. And that ball is tagged. Bill Sweeney nails this one. See where this is going to land out. That's going to land out in right field up against the wall. And with Duffy's speed, let's see if he comes around to score. Burkett's got a cannon out there for an arm. Let's see here. Double in the right field with nobody out, though. Got to make sure you can score on this. Don't want to get thrown out at the plate, that's for sure. .24. And he's going to put the brakes on. Duffy's not going to chance it with nobody out. So that'll be a double in the right field. Burkett's cannon out there. He's going to stay put at third. And you got the hammer up. You definitely don't want to get thrown out with Hank up now. Second and third and nobody out. And Hank is batting .298. He's got 6 homers, 17 RBIs on the year. Can he drive into here and give the Braves a quick 2-0 lead? And that's going to be a base on balls. And Harry is not. Got his good stuff. Or is the ump just squeezing him? He's not happy, but bases are full of Braves everywhere you look. You got a Duffy at third, a Sweeney at second, a Aaron at first, and an Eddie Matthews at the plate batting .288. 4 homers and 13 RBIs, and the Cardinals are going to play back. Try to get 2 here and limit this damage. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. 53 on a 4. Let's see here. Third baseman of a 4 and a 53. And that's going to be fielding column 3. And with the infield back. And that's just going to be a ground ball down the third. He takes it himself to third base, but the runner will score. And we got first and second now with 1 out. And the Braves up 1-0 here. So Matthew drives in a run. And Joe Adcock's up. And Joe's batting .326 on the year. 6 homers and 15 RBIs. And that ball is blasted, folks. That ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this one going to go? It's out of here. Kiss it goodbye. Joe Adcock blast this one into left field. That's a no doubt about her. He's hitting well against the lefties. A 3-run shot makes it a 4-0 ball game. Let's look at what he is batting against lefties here in the season. Let's see here. And he's batting .636 against lefties with 4 homers, folks. Joe Adcock is just teeing off on the lefties. And that'll bring up Wally with nobody on and 1 out and a 4-0 lead. And let's bring up Wally's stats here. And Wally is batting .217, 3 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Rogers. Hornsby, he makes the play. That'll be out number 2. But before these Cardinals fans can sit down, it's a 4-0 lead for the Bravos. And here comes the Rabbit. The Rabbit's batting .417 on the year, folks. He's got no homers but 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes the Rabbit out. And that'll be out number 3. But 4 runs come across, 3 of them on the Joe Adcock homer. And the Braves lead this game 4-0 as we get to the bottom of the first. And you can see the Braves' upcoming schedule. They got 1 more game here in St. Louis. Then they go up to Philadelphia to take on Ken Castro's Phillies. And then they head to New York to take on them stinking Giants. And we just dropped the dice. Where did they go? It's an official game now. As Ken Castro joins us here. And we got Red up. Red's batting .241 on the year. No homers and 5 RBIs. And Kid Nichols, who is making his 4th appearance, he's got 3 wins on the year with a .313 ERA. And the pitch to Red. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Duffy calls for it and makes the catch for out number 1. And that brings up Jesse Burkett. Jesse's off to an awesome start here. Batting .545 on the year, folks. No homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. I put the kibosh on him. So now there's 2 outs and nobody on. And Hornsby's up now. And Hornsby's batting .288, 3 homers and 11 RBIs. And that's a fly ball to center field. These Cardinals have been struggling, folks. Only 3 wins on the year. That's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the second. It's 4-0 Bravos. Spur, Nichols, and then back to the top is Duffy. And Al Spur's batting .235. He's got no homers and 1 RBI on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Enos Slaughter's out there today, makes the catch for out number 1. And that'll bring up Kid Nichols. Nichols is batting 143 on the year, no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Hornsby fires over to Mize, and that'll be out number 2. Back to the top of the order we go, and Hugh Duffy. And Duffy walked and came around the score back in the first. And that's going to be another base on balls. And Duffy's down at first now with 2 outs. Will he try to steal to get in scoring position? Let's see. He's a C. And two runs. It's a 4-run lead. So he's going to stay put. Bill Sweeney doubled his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball. Excuse me, down the third, I believe. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Sweeney out. And that'll end the inning. The Braves strand 1. To the bottom of the second we go. We got Musial, Mize, and Kowalski due up here. Stan the man's batting only at 149. No homers and 3 RBIs. One of the reasons they're struggling. And Stan hits that down to Sweeney at second. He fires over to first for out number 1. He's a hell of a player, I'll say that. Yep. He is one hell of a player, Ken. Hey, Philip. As Philip Reynolds joins us here. Now you got Johnny Mize up, batting 233 with 5 homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a double. Look at the right card here. Metric's not up. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And Mize is aboard with a 1-out hit. And that'll bring up Whitey now. And Kowalski is batting 259. He's got 3 homers and 5 RBIs with Mize down at first and 1 out. And the Braves with the speed on the pads looking to turn 2. And that's going to be a fly ball out to... Nope, that's going to be a pop-up down the third. Matthews out in shallow left makes the catch, though, for out number 2. 2 outs now, and Enos Slaughter at the plate. And Slaughter's batting 229. No homers and 2 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Slaughter drives this ball into the outfield. And that ball is high. That ball is far. He just cuts this lead in half. Enos Slaughter gets moved down in the batting order and wants to know why, because that ball is out of here and hits off the top of the roof out there in right field. It's a 4-2 ball game. And that'll bring up Mr. Wilson. And he's batting 178 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Duffy. That'll end the inning, but not until Slaughter hits a 2-run homer and cuts the lead to 4-2. To the top of the third we go, and we got the big boys due up. Aaron, Matthews, and Adcock. And the Hammer walked his first time up, came around the score on the 3-run homer by Joe Adcock. And that's going to be against the lefty, 14. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Stan makes the catch for out number 1. And here's Eddie Matthews. And Matthews, he reached on a fielder's choice and drove in a run. Also came around the score on the home run. See if Matthews can get aboard here. And that's going to be a lazy fly out to Slaughter. He makes the catch for out number 2. And here's the man with the 3-run homer, Joe Adcock, back in the first inning. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be a deep drive in the right field, but Jesse's got room out there and makes the catch. The Braves go down in order. To the bottom of the third we go. The bottom part of the order due up here. for the Cardinals. And Harry, let's look at the team comparisons here. The Braves are batting 270 in the year, folks. Off to a great start with the bats. A 328 on base percentage, slugging of 515 and an OPS of 843. Cardinals are batting 221, a 309 on base percentage, slugging of 475 and an OPS of 785. And here's the pitch to Harry. He's 0 for 4 on the year, and he's going to be 0 for 5 as that's a lazy ground ball down the second. Sweeney takes his time, fires over to Joe for out number 1. Back to the top of the order we go in red. Red flew out the Duffy his first time up, and that's going to be another fly ball out to center field and another out. 1-2 goes the Cardinals. It's up to Burkett here to get something started. And Jesse struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to the Rabbit. He fires over to Joe. And that'll end the inning. To the top of the 4th we go. We got Berger, Marinville, and Spur due up here. And Wally grounded out the short his first time up. And that'll be another ground ball down the short and another out. And here comes the Rabbit. Can the Rabbit get on here, folks, and start a 1-out rally? He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the red. He fires over to Johnny. That's 2 outs. And now Becken, he has settled down since that first inning. And Al Spur's up. Spur flew out the center his first time up. And that's a ground ball down the short. And that'll be it. 1, 2, 3 goes the Braves. Harry is pitching a nice 3 innings after the rough 4-run first. We got Hornsby, Musial, and Mize due up here. The 3, 4, 5 hitters. Hornsby flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Rogers is aboard here with a leadoff single. And here comes Stan the man now. Like I say, he is struggling this year, batting a $146 and grounded out to second his first time up. And as soon as you say that, Stan delivers here, folks. And that's going to be against the righty, 20. And that's going to be a double in the center field. And Hornsby's going to stop at third with nobody out. So now you got second and third, the 9-run in scoring position and nobody out. The Braves are going to play back, see if they can get out of this mess here. And Johnny Mize is up. He singled and came around to score his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty on 20. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And that'll score Hornsby. And Stan still with nobody out. It's probably going to stop at third. 46 minus the 33 plus the 11. Yeah, he's going to stop at third. So that's going to be an RBI single. And it's now a 1-run game and still nobody out. First and third now. That's going to make the Braves. They're going to play the infield in. They're going to try not to let the tying run cross the plate. And Whitey is 0 for 1. He popped up the third his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Not what you want here. Fills the bases up. So bases are juiced now. Everywhere you look, there's a Cardinal. And you know what? Stan is on third. Mize on second. Kowalski's on first. And Enos Slaughter, who hit the 2-run homer back in the second, is up. Braves play the infield in. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. A big strikeout by Nichols for out number 1. So there's 1 out now. And with Whitey down at first and Wilson at the plate, they're going to play back for the double play. Jimmy flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Ken Sweeney turned the double play here. 26 on a 7. And that's going to be fielding column number 2. And with the infield back, safe at first. Runner out at second, other advance one base. S batter out at first for a double play. Wilson's not an S, so that's going to be a ground ball down the second. He goes over the rabbit for the force play, but that's going to tie this ball game up, folks, on the 4-6 put out. Now you got first and third, 2 outs. And what can Mr. Harry Beckern do here? Can he help his own cause? He grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Aaron. That'll end the inning. But the Cardinals scored 2. Tie this ball game up. It's 4 apiece. We get to the top of the 5th. Nichols, then up to Duffy and Sweeney here. And Kidd is 0 for 1. He grounded out the short. And that's going to be a ground ball this time down the second for out number 1. And Duffy's up now. He's been on base twice, both walks. Here's the pitch to Duffy. And that's going to be the first time they get him out. That's another ground ball down the second. 2 ground balls the second, 2 outs. And it's up to Bill Sweeney to get something going here in the 5th. Sweeney is 1 for 2. He doubled in the first, struck out in the second. And that's going to be a ground ball to Mize. He calls off the pitcher and takes it himself. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. And all of a sudden, Harry is shutting down the Braves after that rough first inning. We got the top of the order due up here for the Cardinals. Red, Burkett, and Hornsby. Red's 0 for 2. He's flown out the center both times. And to make it 3 times, he does the old hat trick to center, and Duffy's up to the task. 3 fly balls to Duffy, 3 outs against him. And now we got Jesse Burkett up. He has struck out and grounded out the short. And that's going to be against 20. That is going to be a nice play down at short by the rabbit. Deep in the hole, fires over to first and gets Burkett. Robs him of a base hit. Nice play. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Roger Hornsby. He's 1 for 2. He flew out the center, singled back in the 4th, and came around to score. And that's a fly ball out to Aaron. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning. So Kidd settles down after the rough 4th inning. To the top of the 6th we go. And we got Aaron, Matthews, and Adcock due up here. And Hank is 0 for 1. He walked in the first, came around to score on the 3-run homer by Adcock, and flew out the left back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Hammer's aboard here with nobody out. And that'll bring up Eddie Matthews now. Let's see with the Hammer. Not in the 8th inning yet. So Eddie's 0 for 2. He did drive in a run back in the first on a ground out, and he's flown out the center. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Eddie Matthews. See how far this ball travels, folks. And that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is it going to go? At 21. That's out of here, folks. Kiss it goodbye. Eddie Matthews with a 2-run shot gives the Braves a 6-4 lead here. Joe nobody out. That'll definitely get the bullpen up now. After settling down in that first inning, he gets roughed up here to start the 6th. And now you got Adcock, who's already homered in this game. He's 1 for 2 with that 2-run homer. Flew out the right his other time up. And that's going to be a fly ball. Maybe not against the lefty. That might be a base hit. And that is going to be a base hit. He just smacks the hell out of the ball against lefties. That's going to be a single in the left field. And Joe Adcock is smoking hot here, folks. And that brings up Wally Berger. And let's see here who they got in the bullpen. When is Harry due up? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're going to have to go to somebody here. They're going to bring in a righty. You got the Rabbit, Spur. Yeah, they got a bunch of righties due up. And Pop Haynes is going to come in here. So that's going to be it for Harry. And like I say, Pop, he's going to come in. Where's Pop at? And there he is. Jesse Haynes comes in with nobody out and a runner down at first. The Cat can only go 5+ innings. Got off to a rough start, settled down, looked like he was going to do all right, and then they're getting to him here in the 6th. And you got Joe Adcock down at first. Wally Berger at the plate. He's 0 for 2. And Jesse Haynes, this is his 5th appearance of the year. He's 0-1 with an 8.1 ERA. Here's the pitch to Wally World, and that's going to be against the righty. That'll be an 18, and that's going to be a pop up. Nope, that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Forget that. That's a strikeout. He's got the Y factor. So Wally goes down swinging. So Jesse comes in and gets the first guy out. And that brings up the Rabbit. He struck out and grounded out. And that's going to be against the righty, a 16. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And Burkett makes the catch, and Jesse's doing his job here, folks. 2 up and 2 down for him. Joe Adcock still down at first. And Al Spurs up. He's 0 for 2. Flew out and grounded out. Then that'll do it. That's a ground ball down the 3rd. And Whitey fires across the diamond for out number 3. But the Braves scored 2 on the Matthews home run. Takes a 6-4 lead. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, you got Stan the Man up. You got Johnny Mize and Whitey Korowski. So you got the heart of the lineup here. Stan's 1 for 2. Grounded out and doubled and came around to score in the 4th. And that's a fly ball out the Berger in left field. He makes the catch. Out number 1. And the Big Cat's up now. And Mize is having a game. He's 2 for 2. He singled twice, came around the score in the 2nd, and drove in a run in the 4th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Aaron for out number 2. So they've flown out to both corners. Will Whitey try to straighten this one out? He's 0 for 1, popped up the 3rd, and walked in the 4th. And that's going to be another base on balls. Kid walks him. And that brings the tying run up to the plate. And Enos Slaughter, who's already homered in this game. He's 1 for 2 with that 2-run homer. Struck out with the bases loaded in the 4th. And not this time, folks. Enos Slaughter squares this one up. How far is this one going to travel in the night? That's going to be a double. And with 2 outs, I don't even know if Whitey's going to be able to score with 2 outs. He doesn't have any speed down there. And Aaron's got a hell of an arm. So that's going to be a 52. They're going to send him here with 2 outs. And Wilson, that coming up, a 25. That'll be a 51 or lower. Ken Hank throwing him out at the plate, folks. And he's out by a country mile, not even close. The hammer, nice play. He fires that one home. And he gets him. And that'll end the inning, folks. Slaughter doubles, but Aaron throws Whitey out at the plate. I think you had to take the chance with 2 outs with Wilson coming up. And now we go to the top of the 7th. It's still a 6-4 ball game. You got Nichols due up here. Did we pitch hit for him? Let's see what kind of shapes the bullpen in is what I want to see before we pitch hit for him. What kind of shapes the bullpen in? About the only one that can't pitch is Don McMahon. And Nichols, he's not doing bad. Gave up that. So we're going to let Kid hit for himself here. And we'll have a short leash in the bottom of the 7th, and then followed by Duffy and Sweeney. The Cardinals got one more game here in St. Louis against the Braves. Then the big Reds come in for a 3-game series, and then the hated Chicago Cubs come in after that. Kid's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jesse strikes him out. Round number 1. And back to the top of the order we go. And Duffy's 0 for 1, walked twice, came around the score back in the 1st, and grounded out the 2nd and the 5th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd again. And that'll be out number 2. And Bill Sweeney's up now. And Sweeney is 1 for 3. He doubled in the 2nd, struck out and grounded out. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. Jesse strikes out 2 out of the 3. To the 7th inning stretch we go. And the Braves lead this game 6-4. We got the bottom part of the order due up. Wilson, a pitch hitter for Jesse. And back to the top of the order in red. And Wilson is 0 for 2 today. He does have an RBI back in the 4th. Here's the pitch to Wilson. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out to center. Duffy waits on it, makes the catch for out number 1. So who's going to come in here and pitch hit for Jesse? Got the righty on the mound. The only lefty they got on the bench is Bottomley. And I would like to use him with a runner on with his power. So they're not going to go to Bottomley. They might go with old Joe Medwick. Joe's going to come off the bench. We're going to ignore the righty bullshit. They're going to say Bottomley with his power. Well, you know what? Joe's got good power. You know what? We'll do it the other way. We're changing our mind. We'll bring the lefty in now, Bottomley. Bottomley will try to get on here. Yeah. So Jim's going to come out to pitch hit. Can say he's got good power, but try to get a base runner here. Bottomley's batting .357 on the year with a homer and 3 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, drives it in the right field. That bounces off the wall. That's why I said I'd like to have saved him with a runner on. But he's on with a leadoff double. And not a leadoff double, a 1-out double. And to the top of the order we go in red. So the tying runs at the plate now. And Red's 0 for 3. He has flown out the Duffy all 3 times. He's got the hat trick for that. Can he do the golden sombrero and get 4 outs out there in center against him? Not this time. Red squares it up, and this is going to be it for Kid. He's not going to make it through this 7th. And that ball is high. That ball is far. This ball game is tied, folks. Red drives this one out of the ballpark and ties this game up 6-4. Kid's coming out of the game. Well, see who's going to come out here and pitch. You got Burkett, the lefty, Hornsby, and then Mize and Musial lefties coming up. And the Braves only got one lefty in the bullpen, Brandt. Grant's going to come out of the bullpen here. As Kidd can't make it through the 7th inning, he gives up the tying homer. And Brandt's going to try to keep it that way. Where's that at? So Kid Nichols is going after 7 1/3. 8 hits, 6 runs. Wasn't his best day, that's for sure, but game still tied. He can't win it or lose it. And we got Jesse Burkett up. And do we pitch hit for Burkett? That is the question. I think we let Burkett in. He's 0 for 3, though. 0 for 3. Do we bring Rice in? Nope, we're going to let Burkett. He's 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be a 16. And that's going to be popped up on the infield. And Sweeney makes the catch near the mound for out number 2. Nice job, Bob. Ed. And now Hornsby's up. He's 1 for 3. He's flown out to the center and right and singled and came around the score back in the 4th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Aaron. That'll end the inning. But the 2-run homer by Red ties this game up at 6 apiece. To the top of the 8th we go. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch for the Cardinals. You got the righty, lefty, righty due up. And is Wild Bill going to come out of the bullpen? Hallahan. I think that's who it's going to be. Is old Hallahan's going to come out of the bullpen. Let's see. Yep. Bill Hallahan's coming out of the pen. He's going to try to keep this a tie ball game here. And Bill, this is his 4th appearance. He has 1 save on the year. And he's got a 5.4 ERA. And he's got the big boys coming up, Aaron Matthews and Adcock. Hank is 1 for 2. He walked in the 1st, came around the score, flew out in the 3rd, singled and came around the score in the 6th. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Hallahan strikes out Hank for out number 1. Here comes Eddie Matthews. He homered his last time up a 2-run shot that gave the Braves a 6-4 lead at the time. He has a RBI in the 1st on a ground out, flew out in the 3rd, and homered in the 6th. And that's going to be a rare play, a 44 on a 39. 44 and a 39. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd to Red. And a 32 and a 9's filling column 1. And that's going to be a nice play by Red. He goes deep in the hole, makes the play, fires over to first for out number 2. So here's Joe Adcock. He's homered in this game. He's 2 for 3, homered and singled back in the 6th. Flew out the right. And here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be a rare play, a 37 and a 23 on a 37. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Joe. And that's going to be against a 0. That's going to be a base hit. Joe Adcock just hitting the hell out of lefties. That's a single infield hit. And Joe's aboard here. So the go-ahead run down at first. Wally's at the plate. See if Berger can do something. We'll keep this 2 outs going. And Wally's 0 for 3. He's grounded out to short twice, then struck out. And that's going to be a base on balls. And Wild Bill's living up to his name. Now you got first and second and 2 outs for the Rabbit. Question is, do you let the Rabbit bat? He's batting .333 on the year, but he's 0 for 3 today. Let's see here. Let's see here. Only got 2. You got 1 righty on the bench. That's Bob Elliott. Elliott. And you got Dave Bancroft, who could come in and play short. He's a switch hitter. But they're going to let the Rabbit bat. They're going to see if the Rabbit can deliver here. You know how Rabbits deliver. Let's see what happens. Here's the pitch to him. And not this time. That's going to be a ground ball down the third. He's going to go the short way over to second. And that'll end the inning. The Braves strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th in a tie 6-6 ball game. You got Musial, Mize, and Kowalski due up. Stands 1 for 3. Doubled back in the 4th. Grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Hank makes the catch. And that'll be out number 1. And the Cat's up now. Johnny Mize is 2 for 3. He singled twice. Flew out the right back in the 6th. And not this time, folks. That ball is blasted down the third base line. First base line, rather. And that'll be a double. And the Big Cat standing down at second. Go ahead run in scoring position for Whitey. Ed pitch around this mess. And Whitey is 0 for 1. He has popped up and walked twice. And that's going to be another base on balls. That does set up the double play, though. And you got Enos Slaughter up as the problem. And Slaughter's having a hell of a game. He's 2 for 3. He's doubled and homered. And he's drove in, too. We got first and second and 1 out. Braves looking for the old ground ball double play here. Pitcher's best friend, and that ain't happening because Enos Slaughter is a man on fire. And that's going to be driven into right field, and that'll score Johnny to give him the lead. And let's see here if Whitey, with his awesome speed, can score from first. And he's going to stop at third. Not even a question. So that's a double in the right field. And the Cardinals take a 7-6 lead. And Mr. Wilson's up now with second and third and 1 out, forcing the Braves to play in. See if they can get out of this with just being down by 1. And Jimmy's 0 for 3. He has flown out, grounded into a force play and drove in a run. And he's flown out the center the other 2 times. And not this time, folks. Where's this one going to go? Against the lefty, 12. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. And that's going to score 2. And that just blew this game open, folks. A 2 RBI single by Mr. Wilson. And that'll be it for Wild Bill. Now a pitch hitter for Bill. And Lindy's going to come in and try to nail this game down in the top of the 9th. But first, let's see who's going to pitch hit here. And against the lefty, Joe Medrick's going to come out and pitch hit. We got first and third and only 1 out. Braves are going to play back for the double play now. Try to get out of this mess with Joe Medrick up. And the bullpen is letting the Braves down here, folks. There's Joe. And Joe is batting a .146, 1 homer and 3 RBIs. And that's just what the doctor ordered. That's a ground ball down the short. And the Rabbit's up with it. He fires over to Sweeney. He fires it over to Joe. And that's going to be the 6-4-3 double play the Braves are looking for. And that'll get them out of this mess. But 2 runs score. And it's an 8-6 game as we go to the top of the 9th. And Lindy's coming out of the bullpen. Try to nail this game down for the Cardinals. Lindy McDaniel, this will be his what the world? Why didn't it bring Lindy in? What the world? Bring Lindy in the game. And this is Lindy's 5th appearance. He's no record, and he's got a 7.71 ERA. Spur, then a pitch hitter for Ed, then back to the top of the order here. And Spur is 0 for 3. He's flown out, grounded out twice. And that's going to be a base on balls. The Braves will take it. That brings the tying run to the plate. And that'll be it for Ed as he blew the tie ball game. Let's see who's going to come off the bench against Lindy. So he walks the leadoff batter. Let's see here. You go with Burton with a little pop. Or you go with Fred. Can make some contact, or you go in between. I think Fred's going to come out. Tenney's going to come out of the dugout. Fred Tenney's coming out of the dugout, trying to keep this rally going. Try to get on base and bring the winning run to the plate. There's Fred. And Fred's batting a .150, no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's not what they wanted. That's a ground ball down the red. Tailor-made pitcher's best friend. That's a 4-6-3 double play. That erases the leadoff walk. And now we go to the top of the order. The Braves down to their last out. And Duffy is 0 for 2. He's walked twice, came around to score in the first. He has grounded out the second the other 2 times up. And that's going to be a base on balls. The Braves will take it. Again, the tying run comes to the plate. Lindy can't watch his control. He's lucky with that ground ball double play. Sweeney's up now. And Duffy, does he? I don't know if you chance it here. That would be a what, 22? His run means nothing. No, they're not going to chance it. Well, not going to send him. Sweeney's 1 for 4. He doubled in the first. He struck out twice and grounded out the other 3 times. And that's going to be against the righty, 21. And that's going to be an infield hit. Sweeney keeps this game alive, folks. That's a nice dribbler down the short. Sweeney beats the throw to first. And now you got the hammer up. First and second, 2 outs. And if you're a Braves fan, this is who you want up. A 2-run lead. The hammer is the winning run at the plate. He's 1 for 3 today. He's walked and scored in the first, flew out in the third, singled and came around the score in the 6th, and struck out in the 8th. Can Hank Aaron deliver here? And the answer is no. That's going to be popped straight up the chute. That wouldn't be a home run in a telephone booth. Wilson's waiting for it to come down. It might have went 400 feet, but it was straight up, and that'll end this ball game, folks. And Lindy made it interesting, but the Cardinals hang on to win 8-6. Finally win. I think they was on a 6-game losing streak. Take a look here at the box score. Tough loss for the Braves. Take a look at the box score. Yeah, exactly. The bullpens can get shaky in this league, can't they? That's definitely a lot of teams' Achilles heel is the bullpen. You get past that starter, a lot of bullpens, man. Not that they're bad, but in this league, they're sure not as good as the starters. That's why they're in the bullpen. This is an old fashioned league. If you're in the bullpen, it's because you're not good enough to start in this league. And the Cardinals 8 runs on 11 hits, no errors. The Braves 6 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Sweeney was 2 for 5, but they couldn't come through. Well, he walked. Hank Aaron 1 for 4. Matthews 1 for 4 with a homer. And you had Joe Adcock. He was just on fire. He was 3 for 4 with a homer. He tried to carry the Braves. The Braves were 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. He really didn't have a lot of opportunities. Left 6 men on base. And for the Cardinals, it was the big cat Johnny Mize 3 for 4 today, folks. And you had Slaughter and Sherendis, the S's coming through with homers. Enos was 3 for 4 with that home run. And look at that. Cardinals 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Then he left 4 men on base. Kid Nichols definitely didn't have his best stuff. 6 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs, walked 2, struck out 2, and gave up 2 homers. And Brandt 0-2 now. He pitched an inning and a third, 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 1. Harry Bigcham, 5 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, walked 3, struck out 2, gave up 2 homers. Jesse comes in, does a good job, 2 innings and struck out 3. And Wild Bill was wild, but he gets the win, his first win of the year. 1 inning, 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 1. And Lindy made it interesting, picks up his first save. McDaniel, 1 inning, 1 hit, walked 2. The double play saved his bacon, that's for sure. And let's see here. Like I say, I'm pretty sure the Cardinals had lost 6 in a row. We'll take a look at that. Let's see, first we got to make them a favorite. Got to make them a favorite before we can look at the schedule. And then we'll go look at the schedule here. And then we'll look at the standings. I didn't want that. I want the schedule. The schedule, folks. The schedule. And the Cardinals schedule. That's the Yankees. That's the Braves. And there's the Cardinals. And that, like I say, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, broke a 6-game losing streak. The Cardinals did. I thought so. I know they was in a big slide. And I thought with Kid Nichols on the mound, they was going to lose number 7 in a row, to be honest. I thought it was a Braves day for sure. And take a look now at the standings and the leaderboard in the National League. And the Giants are a game and a half ahead of Ken's Phillies. And the Reds are 2 games back. The Braves and Cubs and Pirates are 2.5 games back. Dodgers are 4 games back, and the Cardinals now are 5 games back after breaking that 6-game losing streak. And Chuck Klein of those great Philadelphia Phillies leading the National League with a .434 batting average. And look who's second, Ed Delaney with a .392. Them Phillies are hitting the ball, Ken. And Joe Adcock, Lindstrom, and Willie Mays tied with 7 home runs. Joe Adcock now leading the National League with 18 RBIs over his teammate Hank Aaron. Like I say, Adcock is on fire. And Clark Griffith leading the National League with a 1.8 ERA. Now you got 3 pitchers tied with 3 wins, and Marv Grissom for the Giants with 4 saves. And in the National League, Hank Aaron's barely holding on to that MVP lead right now, and Noodles Hahn's leading in the best pitcher. Joe Adcock, it says in his last 9 games, is batting .371 with 15 RBIs, folks, and 11 runs scored. Like I say, he is on fire. He is definitely on fire. I want to thank Beatles Eternally. Check out his great channel. Ken Castro, Philip Reynolds. Check out his great channel, folks. Beatles is going to be doing something on Digital Diamond with Status Pro, and I'm going to be helping him, so be looking out for that, folks. Status Pro is a damn great game, and it's built into Digital Diamond here. Digital Diamond, like I say, got to be your best value. Oh, you're welcome, Ken. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, whole Hans Noodle. Yep. And old Kid Nichols. Yep, Kid just didn't have it today, that's for sure. Didn't have it today. Oh, thank you, Beatles, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's see what the pitching matchup's going to be in game number 2 of this 2-game series. On the 3rd of May. After they play the Cardinals, Braves go to Philadelphia. Then you got Warren Spahn. And they're not praying for rain after Spahn in this league. And Pollitt, Howie for the Cardinals. Should be good pitching matchup. Should be a good pitching matchup. See how the Braves do against the lefty. The battle of the lefties. Warren Spahn, one of the better lefties of all time, in my opinion. Alrighty, folks. Well, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out of St. Louis, you're underneath that arch, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, you all have a great day or evening, and take care.